I hate videos. Now, you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here? Woohoo! Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am super excited always to spend some time with you. But if we haven't met yet, let me introduce myself and not get so ahead of myself. My name is Inge van Roy, and I'm recognized as a community connection catalyst. What that means is I help you build your community, um, whether it's friends that you need because entrepreneurship is a very lonely place, or whether you work in the corporate world and you need to build community within your organization. I am your person. So if you need help with any one of those, please reach out to me. Let's have a conversation and explore if we can work together. Of course, I'm the host of Wonder Women Wednesday, where we get to highlight ordinary women making an extraordinary difference. And today is no exception because I'm telling you, I am super excited because I know we're going to really learn from my amazing guest, Christine von Pander, who is in Burnaby, just outside of Vancouver, BC, in Canada. Um, as you know, we're also broadcasting this show on radio. So I'm watching, and I can see that I'm wrapping up the show. I'm wrapping up a song on that, and we're playing Rise Up by Andra Day. And if you want to check it out and listen to me on radio instead of watching me, you can do so by going to this link, africop.co.za. Just wrapping up a few more seconds, playing this beautiful song, Rise Up by Andra Day. And then we're going to bring on my awesome, awesome guest. Wow. If you're listening on radio, that was the amazing Andra Day with Rise Up. And I'm about to bring on my guest, Christine von Pander. Why don't we do that right now? Hello, Christine.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me
Good
okay?
morning. Good afternoon. I think for you it's morning, and guess what? I can't hear you.
Okay.
So let me see.
How's that?
Christine, I had an issue last week as well. Let me see if I can do it. Hi, Christine.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me? Not
No.
yet?
Let me try this microphone and see if this one
Hi.
works. Can you hear me yet?
No.
No?
That's
Let's keep
okay.
trying. Just
We're
keep.
gonna get there shortly.
We'll just
So,
keep trying microphones until we until we get it.
um, yeah. Let
Um,
me see. No, it could just be my headphones.
okay. Let's see. I'm
So,
registering that it's
just
connecting to
seeing
the microphone on my
what
side.
I can
So I
do.
will.
But I think I'm just going to remove my audio. So, no.
Ooh, I can hear your computer very loudly.
Yeah, now I can hear my speakers.
Yes, I
Hello,
can too.
you.
I'm good. Can
How are
you
you?
hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Oh, fantastic. It's so much better
How
that
are
way.
Yes, yes, right. How are you doing today?
Oh, amazing. Woke up to a very, very dense fog, and now the sun is shining through and it's making the most incredible designs on the fog as the
Oh,
rays of the sun are coming through. It's so beautiful.
that's beautiful. I wish I can see a picture.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you
I'll have
will.
to.
We'll take it.
I I absolutely will, especially for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So welcome. Thank you for being here with us. You are Christine von Pander from I Have People for That. Um, Amazing to have you and see you on my screen. Won't you please introduce yourself? Let everyone know who you are and what you do.
Thank you, Ingor. Ingor, I would love to. So, my name is Christine von Pander. I've been around a long time on the planet, and I've done a lot of things. And a lot of everything that I've done is all culminating together now into my company. I have people for that. And some people, when they hear I have people for that, they take it as a negative connotation of, you know, oh, I don't do anything myself. I have people for that, right? And it's not that way at all. It's whenever I meet someone, I have a conversation with them and I find out what they need. And it can be a need for themselves personally, but more often than not, it's a need for their business. And so I have people that reach out to me. I have people refer me all the time to their friends that are also in business and say, you know, just call Christine. She will sort it all out for you or set it up for you or connect you. And so that's what I do. I call myself a business concierge, and that is I get you what you need. As long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, because I like sleeping at night. And how I do that is I have a massive network of the most incredible humans that I've accumulated along my life journey. And I know, like, and trust them. I know that they are heart centered individuals, and I want to share them with anyone who needs them. So, and that's what I do. And so, hopefully, that gives a little bit of insight into how I came to be here and now.
Awesome. Thank you, Christine. Um, Before we move forward, let's say hello to our friends that are listening. I have a friend that sent me a message. Jay says hello and they are tuned in. I also have Amanda who sent me a message on Afrikaans WhatsApp line,
Oh,
and she says, "Good evening, Inga. I'm tuned in." And
wow.
let's see who else is here with us. Oh, is this somebody that you know?
Absolutely. The wonderful Susan Chambers. Thank you for joining us, Susan. I'm so honored that you took the time to come and join us.
Awesome. Well, Susan says, I'll come back for the recorded version. Looking forward to the interview. So, Susan, welcome. Thank you for being here with us. I'll wait for a minute and then catching the replay. But thank you for being here. Lovely to see your name pop up. Um, so, Christine, let's jump in and um, talk a little bit about how what was your journey? Where did you start from, and how did you get to this place now where you have a network of that um, people that you can recommend and really endorse and get behind? How did you get to that place?
Well, I learned at a very early age that um, people and relationships and the value of those relationships will take you farther than anything else you can possibly have in your life, anything you can own or anything you can hold in your hands. And that was started early. When I was quite small, we had a fire in our house, and what I what I learned from that was we all got out alive. Everyone was safe. But what I learned from that was the gift of relationships and the gift of community. And what had happened was all of the people in the community pulled together to help us rebuild the house. They helped us by bringing clothing and food and tools and building supplies, and everyone rallied around. And the whole time everyone was helping with this house rebuild after the fire, they were all laughing and joking, and it was joyous. No one was down or upset or sad that it happened. Everyone was so happy to be able to give and contribute and share whatever it was that the gifts they had that they could bring, whether it was their skill or their tools or the supplies or the food. It was just such a
Wow.
wonderful, wonderful blessing to have at such an early age in life. And yes, it came out of an adversity, but as a very dear friend of mine taught me also very early in life, a saying, and I don't know who the author is, but it's every adversity has the seed of equivalent or greater benefit. And so when something does go, I'll say sideways, because it's not always wrong, it just means you're detouring.
Mhm.
Um, I have that saying in my head: is every adversity is the seed of a greater or equivalent benefit. So there's different things like that that have been gifted to me along my journey that have really made it so that I value and I nurture my relationships with people. And once you're a friend, and once you're in my network, unless you do something absolutely horrible, you're there forever.
Christine, um, can you say that again for the people in the back?
For the
Every
people in the back,
yes,
the saying,
yes, please.
every adversity has the seed of equivalent or greater benefit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every adversity has the seed for equivalent or greater benefit.
Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Wow. Wow. Okay. I love that story. It just speaks about really the power of community, right? Power
Hmm.
coming together and being there for one another. That is what I know as Ubuntu, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, that is what I know as Ubuntu. And for those that don't know about this concept or this principle that I live by, Ubuntu is an ancient African word meaning humanity to others. It is often described as reminding us that I am because we are, right? So, and I actually I stand behind this because who I am, like the whole me, it's really bits and pieces of other people that I've encountered in my life, right? So anyway, so this happened in your life, and so when you started your career, where did you find yourself?
When I started, I did a number of very interesting jobs. I was trained to be a professional seamstress at 16, and I was making beautiful custom made draperies. So beautiful swags and cascades in the most opulent fashion for everything from very high end hotels to private, very well off people's homes. And so I learned how to do that, and that's how I paid for my first car. I bought my first car with that. So I started there, and that was more of a solitary type job. And then I branched out into doing other things where I was working with the public, and I was working on the ferry system here. So I was working on the ferries. And then I also had an opportunity to work with my father and his wife. They had a care facility, and it was long-term care and mental health. So there was a combination of people with different exceptional needs in that were there. And so I got to understand how to feel people and feel their energy of whether they're agitated or they're elated or they're frustrated or they're in pain or they're uncomfortable for some other reason. And that also stuck with me. Being able to feel people, I can now. Part of me is I'm a human lie detector now. So when people are lying to me, and I know it, and then I just have to make a discernment for myself at the time. Are they doing it to save face? Are they doing it because of something that's happened to them, or are they trying to pull one over on me? And then act accordingly from there. Right? If they're trying to save face or there's something uncomfortable that they're trying to hide, that's fine. But if they're trying to pull something over on me, I have no problems calling it out immediately.
Oh my gosh. I can imagine that um, that talent is probably a blessing and a curse.
Absolutely, absolutely. And learning to make those discernments was a challenge, but I've had a lot of time to perfect it now.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. At the beginning, it was a little bit, okay, well, I know you're lying, so why are you lying to me? And it's like, okay, you can't do that.
Yeah.
If- so yeah. So, but we're way past that now. It's all good.
Oh my God. I can just imagine what sort of sticky situations you could have gotten yourself into.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
And then from there, where did you go?
So I grew up in a smaller town, a smaller city, and the my work path took me to being a professional temp, so professional temporary employee, working on contract or working on different things, such as covering a maternity leave for someone, or doing different things like that were short term, but I got to meet a whole bunch of new people and be in new environments all the time. So that was really great. And at one of them, at the end one, I will say, of the temporary career, the company decided they wanted to hire me because I was being able to solve all of these things for them. Because at my core, I'm a systems and processes person. So I see the system and process in everything. Brushing your teeth in the morning is a system and a process.
Oh yeah.
So I identify all of that, and I can also identify gaps quite easily, or things that, if you just turned it a little bit like this, it would flow so much smoother for you, and it wouldn't be such a struggle, right?
Mm,
So I was doing all of that, and that was great and wonderful, and I really loved it. And I was working with a great group of people, and I had at that place I had an incredible mentor. And how that came about is he had put in his notice of retirement in for 2 years from that date. And when they hired me, and he became my mentor instantly, so that I could develop a career in supply chain
mm,
and starting in purchasing and warehousing and logistics. And so I was doing all of the administrative role that I was originally hired for, but I was also taken under this man's wing to learn everything about everything, to do with everything supply chain. And he was the most amazing mentor. He held nothing back. He would poke his head in my office and say, "Okay, I'm doing something. Bring your pad and paper." or pen and paper, and come with me, and he would go through the what, the why, the how, the when, the where, the regular frequencies, everything of what he was doing and why he was doing it the way he was doing it, and the things you need to have in place ahead of time, the things you need to follow up with after the fact, all of everything to do with that. And his name was Victor, and I will never forget him, and I will always be grateful for him to have been also another huge example of, knowledge is power, but only if you share it, and not to hold back, and not to be secretive, and keep all of your gifts to yourself, because
Yes.
then you're not doing anyone, especially yourself, any kind of service at all.
Yeah.
So that was another great learning lesson early on in my life.
That's beautiful. I have to say, sadly,
Mhm.
what happens in the corporate world a lot of the time is not reflective of your experience. Um, many women are hired in the capacity of working within an administrative capacity, and then we're kept there. Nobody looks at them and seeks to grow their talents, right? And that was a beautiful experience for you. I'm so glad that it happened, because I know for sure you wouldn't be where you are today had it not been for each of your experiences, but that one also specifically.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah,
let me know what's possible, right?
yeah,
Because I have been in, I would say 90% of the workplaces that I've worked in have been toxic. And some of them have been so incredibly toxic, I came away from there physically ill. And it wasn't because of, something in the air. It was the people and how they were and how the environment was, and the culture was. And if I hadn't have had that early experience of knowing what is possible, I think I would have given up completely, everything, way, way, way back. I wouldn't have even tried, or been, in spite of the conditions, be still being the giving, compassionate person that I am
mm,
to the people around me. I've left workplaces and people have cried and hugged me and said, "Take me with you." And I said, "I wish I could, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm just leaving here."
yeah,
Right? And it's been incredibly sad, and it's incredibly disheartening to know that still, I still think at least 80% of workplaces have toxicity, and I know there's a wonderful whole legion of people, individuals that are doing things that they can do in their workplaces to try and make change, because they know it's not sustainable.
yeah. That's so sad.
Hmm.
So sad. I know. I've experienced that. I've been one of those people that said, "Please take me," and then I've been in that position where I've had to say to somebody, "I'm sorry, um, not now, but maybe later." Right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah.
then
It's
from there,
Hmm?
where did you go? Where
And
did
then
you
from there, I
go?
with being in this smaller city, there wasn't any jobs available in my field. And so I took all my training and education, and I did all of that stuff while I was still working full time. And what happened was, I couldn't leave the company to grow, because there wasn't anywhere locally to do that. So at one point, an opportunity came up to do a software, an international. It was an international corporation I was working for, and there was an opportunity to do an international software ERP system, enterprise resource planning system implementation for the company. And I put my hand up right away and said yes, because it's systems and processes, right? It's one of my core competencies. And so I was like a puppy just wiggling around and wagging my tail like crazy, because I wanted to get in on doing that. And that started a whole a whole chain of events that has taken me, accelerated everything for me from then until now. And what happened was I got promoted and transferred to from Nanaimo, a smaller town, to Vancouver, definitely an internationally known, very large city. And I got to work on that project. And with that project, as we were nearing the end, I also had the opportunity to build all the systems and processes manuals, create all the training materials. That was it's super experience, because now I feel like I can do anything. If somebody says, "Oh, we don't know how to do that," or "We don't have anything written about how to do that," and I'm like, "How are you going to bring anybody new on to do the job?" Right? So now I can confidently just say, "Okay, yeah, I'll just fix that up for you." And so I got to go and train all of the material that I created. I got to go and train at all 10 of at the time, the company owned 10 facilities in Canada. So I had the opportunity to go to every single one of them, all the way across Canada, and
Wow.
do all the training. And when I was training, I got to train the CEO of the corporation one on one. So I got to train him, and that was a very interesting experience, and and really nice and fun too, because he was like, "I don't know, like I don't usually have to touch a computer," and I said, "It's okay. I'll set you all up so that it's going to be super super obvious and super straightforward for you." And he was like, "Okay, let's do that."
Mm.
All the way to, at the sites, I would have rooms of up to 25 people. And a lot of the people in the room were the people that were in the maintenance areas working, pulling wrenches, and they'd never had to touch a computer before. And so I got really, really well versed at showing people what's in it for them, right? And getting them to do a little bit of a mind shift about why am I doing this? Is this going to take my job away? Is this going to, all of the fears of the unknown come up for everyone. And so addressing all of those head on, being completely open and transparent to answering questions, and letting people know that I am a safe space, right?
Yeah.
So if we had someone that was close to retirement age, that had never touched a computer before, didn't feel the need to learn at this stage, all of that sort of thing, I don't need it for my job and everything. I was able to identify those people, but I didn't approach them. I made it so that they felt comfortable approaching me. And we talked it out, and I showed them the things that they needed to know, with no extra no extra fluff around it, just so that they can go, "Okay, when I need to get this, I go to the computer and I do that, and then I write it on my work order, and I go do the job." And I said, "Exactly. That's all it is. It's not as big and scary and complicated as a lot of other people think."
Wow. Wow. I can see that really lights your fire. Um,
Yeah.
you know, I have to say, isn't it crazy how this world has become so transactional, where, people want to know what's in it for them. Um, yeah, I really think it's crazy. But let's go to the comments. I see that there's. So Whitney says, such a great business model. This was in response
Ah,
to you speaking about I have people for that.
thank
Uh,
you, Whitney.
yeah. And then we have Diane Bayer. By the way, are you two connected?
I don't know if we are. Her name does sound familiar, but I'm not sure if maybe we were in a networking group online together or something during COVID. But I,
Okay.
I don't know that we've actually met yet.
Okay, so Diane, if you are not connected with Christine, trust me, like the two of you will hit it off. Um, I love both of you, so I know. Whitney is right now, she's actually part of Women in Manufacturing
Ah,
in Texas.
okay.
So Whitney is, Whitney's also a good connection for you as well, Christine. Um, I want to actually read someone's comment that they sent to me. They said that the statement that you made about adversity is beautiful. And then they also said, yes, indeed, toxic people and environments can make us sick. But I fully understand where Christine says that she is still the person giving and helping, etc. I understand that feeling, for it's just not in our nature to change that part of us due to someone else's behavior. Wow.
Right
And
on the nose. Right on the nose. That is exact. And never let someone else's bad behavior change who you are. Right. And
you know,
oh yeah.
I- we never spoke about that. And um, that is really one of my core beliefs, actually, because I was a teenager. Of course, we all were. But when I was a teenager, I didn't allow myself to be influenced by others. So I had a lot of friends that were doing things that really, like, I didn't want to be part of. So, smoking, drinking, going to parties, and they were underage, but going to these parties and they were not really meant to be there. Those kind of things, like, nope, I just allowed myself to not go. Um, and I can tell you, back in 2011, I actually had a very negative experience in the workplace where somebody tried to get me fired. Um, yeah. Uh, and people actually couldn't believe how I treated her afterwards. At first, of course, like, I was jaded and I was upset that she did this to me, right? But then afterwards, I would talk to her. We would go out for lunch. We would, um, and I remember my boss pulled me aside and he said, Inga, how can you talk to her like that and be free around this person who did that to you? And I said, I made a decision many years ago that I would not allow somebody else's behavior to influence who I am and the way that I would behave towards them. Of course, there are times when you can get upset, but you need to work through it, right? Um, and don't remain in that space because otherwise, for me, I feel like I'm being held captive, right?
Mhm.
And not being able to be free and move forward, being like having peace, right? Sorry, I'm seeing some comments. So Whitney said, of course, Inga. Um, and Diane says, be your own unique self.
That's wonderful. I love that.
And she also says, and yes, I bet Diane and Christine would hit it off,
Oh, wonderful. Well, connect with me on LinkedIn for sure. I'm on there all the time.
honestly.
Yeah.
And here we have,
Oh, Pierre. Thank you, Pierre. Oh,
oh my gosh, he says, if we
yes.
all implemented this, Inga, the world would be a better place,
Yes.
right?
Yes. And he is another amazing human that is in my network. I love everyone so much that I know and that I keep close. And he gives the best hugs.
So you've met him first?
Oh yes, he doesn't live far from me, and we actually are a member of a few of the same networks, business networks.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Good to meet you, Pierre, and let's connect. I
yeah.
also I want to um, tell you. You see, I told you um, when I told you this is going to resonate with people. You'll see.
Yeah.
Um, Diane says she already sent you a connection request.
Thank you, Diane. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh my gosh. Honestly,
Oh,
you guys will be amazing, really.
oh,
And
thank
Pierre
you so
says,
much.
likewise. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I just want to highlight this. They said, somebody sent me this message saying, wow, this lady is bringing up so many things now. I can so relate to so many things that she's saying. And this, by the way, the last comment was sent in caps. Like, they mean it. They mean it, right? Um, I told you this is going to happen. But anyway,
Oh yeah, no, and you know what? I knew when you gave me the invitation to come on with you to do this, I knew right away. I knew in my heart right away that it was exactly the right timing, exactly the right person to be the first one that's interviewing me, because everything you do is out of love and compassion for others. And I knew that I would be in your very loving and supportive hands. And just your logo that you have on the screen here now. I was not, I am not nervous at all. I wasn't nervous to come on. Nothing. It was just like, yes, this is the right time. This is the right place. This is the right person. All of it resonated for me. So I didn't even have a question about saying yes immediately.
awesome. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Um, so, Christine, I told you a little bit about Ubuntu. I shared with the audience. And so I want to highlight that to me, community is really every everyone that I interact with, right? Because my motto, what I believe in, is really to positively impact the lives of others. And so anyone that I'm coming across, that is what I strive to do. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, but that's my goal. Anyway, so community is really, for me, it's all the people that I have in my life tapestry, right? Because I believe that we are all threads in this tapestry, that um, we work together to create a beautiful picture, bringing all of our strengths, everything together, and making something bigger than all of us and beautiful, really. Um, so, what does community mean to you? And can you also share with us what kind of communities are you part of?
Okay. Um, that's that's a three-part question. So
Yeah.
let me try and stay on each part of it. The first part is uh, I am growing. I've been continuously growing my community and my network, but my community really, because we're way more involved with each other than just a network that you see somebody once a week for half an hour and you don't talk to them again.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all. So for me, community is gathering around me. Well, first of all, I have to say my my energy is very open and inviting, but also quite penetrating to people. So, as I said, I can feel people and I'm a human lie detector. So, that really helps me sort, and it helps other people self sort
Mm.
about whether or not they're in my community or not. Uh, when you have when you're glowing this and radiating this feeling of love and acceptance and genuine caring for others, it's funny how the people that aren't that way are repelled by it. They're naturally repelled by it. I
Yeah.
have been at so many events. I've been at trade shows, walking around and seeing the booths and things. And people have literally come this close and then they've turned away and gone away. And I notice it, I acknowledge it, I thank the universe for that, for that, and I say that's good. Now it just leaves more space for the people that should be here.
Yeah.
And so building the community, it's not a focused activity on building the community. That it's not like that for me. It's more I be me,
Mm.
and the right people that come in get to come in and stay.
Mm.
And it's all very, and I say love and support and all of that, but it truly is, even if it's not, you know, people that you would normally say I love you to when you see them at an event or whatever. But you feel that energy from them. You feel that good feeling from them,
Mm.
and so that's how people come into my network. That's how people come into my community, and uh, and I foster and nurture that, right? And part of my purpose, my design for being here, is to be supportive and all of that, but also to recognize in people the things that they don't understand or appreciate or recognize in themselves that are sometimes their superpower, and they don't even know that they have this effect on other people, or they have, you know, like, don't be shy about it, embrace it, and share it with everyone, right? And so those are the things that I see in people, and I call it out, and I talk to them about it, and I say, you know, you are so good at this. You know, this is the thing you should really be doing more of in your business, or, you know, things like that, so that they can really blossom and grow. And what's so interesting is after we've had that conversation, the same day sometimes, or the next day, they're calling me back and they're saying, I can't believe it, I can't believe it, you know, this person that I've been wanting to talk to for years, you know, to have an interview with, or to do something with, or collaborate, they phoned me. I didn't even phone them. I gave up phoning them a year ago, thinking, oh well, it just was never going to happen. And you we talked about it, and it happened. And they're so excited, and I'm so excited for them, you know. And being genuinely, and some people say I'm over the top in how loving and supportive I am to people, and they think, some people think it's false because they've not experienced the genuineness from anyone before. They haven't had that in their environment, which is so sad. um, and when I do it, you know, I will say, you know, if someone that I know, I know they're going through a hard time or something, I'll call them up, and before I get off the phone, I'm going to say I love you. And and people have broken down in tears because nobody has even given them a hug in how long, you know, especially after COVID,
Yeah.
or an emotional hug by letting them know you care about them, right? And that's how I operate now. And I don't dull my shine for anyone anymore.
Good.
It's
Good.
just
You
it
know,
just doesn't serve me or anybody else. So
I will say, unfortunately, it's true that there are some people that haven't experienced genuineness from anywhere. Um, and so as a result, they think that we're being fake.
mhm.
You know, lots of people have asked me, like, are you really this way? Yes.
Yes, she is, everyone. She's absolutely, what you see is what you get.
And you know, I laugh about it. And the reason why I laugh is because I think about it like this.
Mhm.
If I had to be one way, you know, in this space, and a different way somewhere else, and a different way somewhere else, that would be so freaking exhausting,
Oh yeah. Oh
right?
yeah.
Like, no, there's no time for that, people.
No, no.
We need to be real. We need
Well,
to be real.
and the other part of that is you take you with you everywhere you go. So you don't get a chance to get away from yourself.
Yeah.
So be the person you want to be around the most,
Right?
right? Yeah.
Yes. Everywhere. You go everywhere with you. Like, be you.
Right?
Oh my
Oh,
God. I
oh,
got
that
it.
felt so good. That just felt so good.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I got a message saying she is my kind of person. Someone that
Oh, thank
spreads
you.
no affection. Um, let's see. We
I
have
don't
some
hold back.
good. Ooh, we
Ooh.
have a message from Catherine Lang. So,
Oh,
Catherine,
yeah.
you and Christine would get along very well. Catherine is
Oh, thank
very
you, Catherine.
and a little bit snarky. Uh, she says it. She actually says it. But I love Catherine to the moon and back. So really, you guys will get along. She says, for those poor people who haven't experienced genuineness, you have an open invitation to my family gatherings. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And she says, when I want to be someone else, I write a book.
Oh, I'm actually considering doing that, Catherine.
Catherine has
I
written
Yeah,
many books actually.
yeah.
Many.
I'll be looking that up for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Um, Pierre says, you're very genuine, Christine. It exudes in all your interactions.
Thank
Beautiful.
you, Pierre. Thank you. So much love.
And we have a comment from a new person. This is Remco.
Uh-huh.
Says, Inger, you couldn't have invited a more compassionate person to talk to you. To talk to. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Remco. Oh, big hugs to you. Oh,
Wow,
yes. I hope to see you again soon.
that's beautiful. And we have Anders Green. Thank you, Anders, for coming and making a comment. Let me see. I felt my phone.
Oh,
They said, a friend said, I'm the same about affection, but unfortunately, I have to restrict myself because I've faced so much persecution and rejection because I showed too much affection.
mm,
Wow. I'm
yeah.
so sorry that you went through that. That's terrible.
Mm.
Um, Christine, we
Mhm.
have 13-ish minutes.
Okay.
Um, can you believe that the time has gone so quickly? This is insane.
Yes, but you know what? It's amazing. I'm getting so much energy from this because I'm getting to be with people that are the right people to be in my community and your community, Ingor. You are also building a wonderful community and putting a bunch of things together and have a bunch of projects on the go that I am very happily wanting to support you in.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, and I too am building, with the community that I have already, of course, but also letting people know that I've got a little bit of a. So I've got my business side, and then I've got my woo woo side. I don't know if everyone understands the expression woo woo, but I also have cookies from the universe. So just a quick note on what a cookie is. Cookies from the universe are when you are not sure if you're going along the right path and you get a fork in the road and you try to decide which way to go, and your heart is saying go this way, but your brain, your logical side, is saying go this way. And then if you start going the wrong way, the universe will either give you a cookie or cut you off at the knees potentially if you're not listening. It'll give you a tap first, and then if that doesn't work, then it'll do whatever it has to do to get you course corrected. And so, unfortunately, sometimes I don't listen because my logical brain says I go this way. But anyway, I've got we have an understanding now. It's all good. And so, getting a cookie is getting getting a gift that lets you know you're on the right path and you're going the right way, and the universe is giving you a helping hand with it. So, a really quick example is I was moving into a new place and I needed to buy furniture. Pardon me.
Mhm.
And so I walked into this big chain furniture store, and I walked in and I thought, I'm just going to go in so that I can set my affirmations and make a list of all the things that I really like and take pictures of the things that I really like so that I can, as I go along, I can get the furniture. And so as I'm going through, and I'd taken a number of pictures at this point and written down a bunch of notes, and one of the salespeople came up to me and said, "Did you know that we currently have a promotion on where we have 12 months, no payments, no interest, for a year?" And I was like, "Thank you," because I knew that in a year I could absolutely pay it back. But I needed to get settled first and all of that. So I bought all of the furniture that I wanted and everything. I had it all delivered. It was amazing. It was wonderful. And when the time came that another life event happened and I had to move and sell everything, it was during COVID. And me being a supply chain professional was able to sell all of my furniture at the value that I purchased it for, because the stores that were advertising that they had all this furniture didn't have any in stock. So
Oh,
people would have to wait months and months and months to get the furniture they purchased.
wow.
And so I used their advertising and I said, "But you can pick it up today, right? You don't have to wait. You can pick it up today." And it was all gone, and that was another cookie from the universe saying, "You're doing the right thing, you're on the right path. I know you had this big plan of staying here and enjoying all this beautiful stuff, but we're it's time for a detour." And we're
Wow.
going to look after you. It's going to be okay. And that's cookies from the universe. So I'm going to be leaning into that a lot more. And the
Yeah,
people that are closest to me know about it and understand it. And I'm looking forward to sharing it to a wider audience in my community. So
beautiful.
yeah.
That's awesome. So Christine, what what kind of adversity did you face that made you um, lean on hope
Uh,
as that one thing that helped you overcome?
so when I look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, love and community and belonging and all of the things on there, um, if in the absence of any or all of those things,
Mm,
you can still have hope. You can still make the choice inside yourself. You can still make the choice to have hope. And hope is believing that it can change, believing that, in as I said, in the absence of all of those things,
mm,
in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you still have hope, you can still push through, you can still hang on, you can still put one foot in front of the other. And and because you believe, you have the hope that it can be different, you have the hope that you can have love, you can have
yeah,
security, you can have all of those things. And even, I can't stress this part enough, the absence of hope is the thing that, and bringing up something terrible, but if someone is kidnapped, the first thing your captors try and do is take away your hope
yeah,
so that they can completely crush you.
yeah. That breaks
And
your heart.
they try and, yeah, and that whole thing is they're trying to take away your hope. If you
Yeah,
have hope though, and if you don't let anybody mess with that, right? No matter the circumstance, no matter how extreme, no matter how horrible, as long as you have hope, it can get better. And as long as you put one foot in front of the other and you're here
mm,
for a reason.
yes,
There's hope. Have hope
yes.
beyond all else.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's go to the comments. So Catherine says this. She says, if you want to build your ability to be genuine, number one, know you, so you know yourself. And then number two is find genuine people and hang out with them, right?
100%, Catherine.
I
Don't
love.
just let everyone else go. Let them go. Fly.
Yes,
You go fly, be free, do your thing over there. Bye.
yes, yes. Um, Also, she says, even a seed of hope makes everything possible. Hope is the spark of light that begins to chase away the darkness. Wow.
Very true.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Nicely said, Catherine.
Thank you. I want to read. This is a comment that I received by message, and they say, thank you, ladies, for a wonderful segment. I love Christine's energy. It just brings my heart so much joy to hear that there are people like her to just share love and kindness. I would certainly need more people like her. Just by listening to her, I can hear what an amazing, love filled, kind hearted person she is. May God bless her, fill her with more wisdom, and just fill her cup every day.
Wow. Thank you so much. That is so, so wonderful of you to put it into words and to take the time to do that. I really appreciate it. And I completely take it into my heart.
Good. Thank you. Catherine also sent us, oh, and I
I like
have,
yeah, I like the Hunger Games.
she
Yeah.
says, Hunger Games quote, hope. It's the only thing stronger than fear. A little hope is effective. A lot of hope is dangerous. A spark is fine as long as it's contained. That's from President Snow.
Right. I remember that now. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Catherine. I also received a message from Micheline, who says, love the show. What a blessing. Thank you, Micheline, for tuning in. Um, Christine, we have 2.5 minutes. Where can we find you? And what are your final thoughts on hope and adversity for the audience?
They can find me at ihavepeopleforthat.com.
Ooh,
And so it's quite simple. It's spelled out the same way as what you see on the screen. So I have people for FOR that.com. That's my primary, that's my website. And you can find all of my other socials out from there. But my parting thoughts are be love. Just just be love. And love isn't anything anything
oh,
selfish or self-sacrificing. It's something you just be.
yes.
Yeah. And people pick
Beautiful.
up on that.
Beautiful. Um, wow. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. This has been so amazing. I am so grateful.
I am so grateful that you said yes and came to spend a little bit of time with us. Thank you, Christine. Thank you for sharing your journey with us and really hope. Thank you for sharing hope with us and love. You just oozed both of those things today, and what a privilege and an honor it was to have you here with me. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. And thank you so much, Inger. I can't wait to see you in person and give you a big, big hug.
Oh my gosh, yes. I will. I'll let you know if I'm in the vicinity, and you let me know, of course, if you're here.
I
But
will.
I'm looking forward to more and more conversations with you. Thank you very much. Be blessed. I'll send you to the green room as I wrap up. So, if you are still watching, thank you for spending this time with us. Of course, we will continue the party on Africa website. So africa.co.za. So tune in and hear a little bit more about my final thoughts on hope and really how we can take this special tool that Christine mentioned to us. Know that next week I am hosting another Canadian guest. Her name is Dorothy, and she is known as the Overcomer. So please tune in next week. She and I are going to be talking about something amazing as always. Until then, take care, be blessed, and jump on over to the website so that you can hear us on radio. Ciao for now, everyone.